So it's Hannah here, and if you're feeling less than your best every single day, then it's really important that you know what's going on with your body. So we're talking about the different hormones and how they may be imbalanced in your body and how it's important for you to know which ones are actually out of balance. So earlier this week, I spoke about cortisol and its role within the body. So it does things like help you respond to stress, it manages your blood pressure, it helps you convert energy from your food, and it has other roles within the body as well. And we looked at what causes your cortisol to go high and what are the symptoms of your cortisol being high. I spoke about 3 tips that can actually help you lower cortisol, and also what happens if you do nothing and you don't want to do nothing. If you've got warning signs going on in your body, then you want to listen up and you want to pay attention and you want to treat your body with kindness so it can actually work for you in the way that you need it to every single day. You know, we put a lot of demands upon ourselves, and if we're not giving our body what it needs, we can't really expect to fulfill those demands either. So today I want to talk to you still about cortisol, but what it looks like if your cortisol has gone low. So I made a post about this week in the group as well, and I spoke about the different symptoms if you've got low cortisol. And I want to know, did you answer yes to 3 or more of those questions? And type it yes now in this video if you did say yes to 3 or more, because I want to know if you're partaking, if this is helpful for you. I also want to know if you've seen the post, are you seeing the video as well? So it's kind of helping me know what's reaching you and what's not in this group. But some of the symptoms of feeling low are having low cortisol are you feeling dizzy often? Are you feeling like really emotional, like you cry really easy? Are you getting an afternoon slump with your energy? And like I was saying, if you've answered yes to 3 or more, then it may indicate that you've got low cortisol levels. So if you haven't seen that post, go back and find it in the group. The easiest way to do that is to go to the unit section in the group. I've created a new unit called Unit 10, and that's hormones, and all of these videos and posts are there. So you can find that post and all the symptoms of low cortisol there. So what can cause low cortisol? There's a few things. Like most things, it's never just like one thing caused it. And I'm going to go through some of the causes of low cortisol with you now. So exposure to environmental toxins or pollutions. Well, we're all exposed to toxins and pollutions, but it's how effectively you're actually detoxing them from the body once you've been absorbing them. So if you're breathing them in, if they're going in through your skin, if you're eating them from your food, how effectively you're actually getting them out from the body. So are your bowels moving regularly? Are you sweating effectively? Are you body brushing, for example? Are you breathing them out through your lungs effectively? Lots and lots of ways that you can actually get rid of toxins from the body. And if you want to know more about that, I did make a couple of videos about that, and that is under the unit section as well, so you can go back and have a look at that. Also, a lack of quality sleep. So if you're not prioritizing your sleep, if you're actually going to bed a little bit late every night, you're being deprived of quality sleep, or you're waking up lots through the night. It may be out of your control. It might be young children that are waking you up, but it might be things inside of your control. If you're not eating the right diet, if you're taking too many stimulants like caffeine regularly, or if there's something in your room that's disturbing you, maybe it's your husband is snoring all night, or maybe there's a street light that's shining through your window each night that's keeping you awake, or you leave your TV on standby and that light is kind of disturbing your sleep. There's lots of things that you need to look at with sleep. But if you're pushing yourself all the time and you're feeling exhausted, that is definitely going to be one reason why your cortisol levels are going to be low. So a poor diet plays a big role, and that's probably going to be, well, it will be on every single hormone that I talk about. Your diet is actually affecting your hormones. So what is your diet looking like? And I spoke about that in the last live as well, so you can go back and look at that. And exercising is great for you, but are you over exercising? So are you feeling very, very depleted for a long time after you exercise? That could be a contributing factor to low cortisol. But interestingly, if you've answered yes to the higher cortisol questions, that may be a reason why your cortisol is low as well. So if it's run high for a while, what actually happens is your adrenal glands start to become tired and they can't produce the cortisol that you actually need. So that can be known as adrenal fatigue, although that's not really recognized within medical communities. They call it adrenal insufficiency or Addison's disease, when it becomes a lot more chronic. And that can actually get to life-threatening status. So I'm not saying that to scare you, but the longer you ignore it, obviously, the bigger a problem can become. So Also, high cortisol and low cortisol can be happening at the same time, and I've definitely experienced this. So low cortisol in the morning, meaning I can't get out of bed, I need coffee to get me going, and high cortisol at night, meaning I'm tired but I'm wired and I actually can't sleep. So those two things can be happening at the same time. So now I want to talk to you about 3 steps that you can take to actually balance out. So before we was talking about high cortisol, how you can lower it. Now we're talking about low cortisol, almost how you can bring it back up. But really what we're looking to do is balance it out. So your 3 easy steps for today are to eat the right breakfast. So a lot of us skip breakfast or eat a breakfast that's high in simple carbs. So I'm talking about toast, cereal, bagels, breakfast bars, cereal bars, anything that you're eating on the run, muffins, croissants. All of those kind of foods are not the kind of foods that you want to be eating if you're trying to balance out your cortisol levels. Now, there's different ways that you can find out what are the right foods to eat, but you want to be focusing on more fats and more proteins. And I sometimes actually sell just the breakfast module for my 12-week program. So keep your eyes peeled for that if you're looking at just sorting out your breakfast. But really, you need to be doing this, and I said this on my last live, you need to be doing this as it's not just one thing that's going to fix it. You need to look at all of the things. So if you need help taking them steps, then I'm here to help you. So use me as a resource. But the next thing is, I mentioned sleep already, but making sure that you're prioritizing your sleep. So you are making sure that you're going to bed at a reasonable time. That's probably the biggest tip, right? Lots of us just get caught up in doing tasks in the evening or staying up and watching programs too late, flicking through your phone. Just go to bed at a reasonable time. And recently I've run a sleep challenge. That's also in the unit section. You can go back. You can do that challenge yourself. It's just going to bed at 10 o'clock, 5 days in a row. I also interviewed sleep expert Judy Clark. She came into the group, so watch the interview with her. But prioritizing your sleep is so important. And the last one is, if you are suffering with low cortisol, it's unlikely that caffeine is helping you. And I'm sorry, but yes, I'm talking about coffee. Maybe tea's your thing. Maybe it's lots of chocolate, or maybe even these sugary drinks, so these energy boosting drinks, even Diet Coke, Coca-Cola, or any of the energy kind of drinks. You need to be cutting down on those. And I want to give you a quick quote from someone. I'm in the middle of actually running a 3-week program that was concentrating on reducing cravings and also balancing your weight during lockdown. Okay, and there's a lady over in that group. Her name's Julie, and she said that she's not had any of the energy drinks that she normally drinks, or even had any coffee since she started, because she's eating the right breakfast and she's doing it within the right amount of time after she's waking up. And she was saying before she would normally have 1 or 2 of these drinks or coffees even before breakfast, but now she's just feeling like she's not needing it. So that is just an example of how eating the right breakfast can actually change a lot of things in your life. So what I want to know is, what are you going to do? If you've got low cortisol, what steps are you going to take to change it? It's not enough just listening to my video thinking, yeah, that's me, I should change something. What actions are you going to take? And it's very common to be feeling dizzy all the time. It's very common to be feeling tired all the time. It's very common to be stressed out and, taking it out on your loved ones. That is really, really common. But just because it's common, that doesn't mean it's normal, and you shouldn't accept it. If this is affecting your life, it's affecting the way that you parent, the way that you show up to work, the way that you're actually enjoying your life, stop and do something about it. Your body is giving you these warning signs for a reason, and I'm giving you some of the tools here that you can, and some of the steps that you can take. 3 easy steps each time I'm talking about one of the hormones that you can do to actually start changing this. So let me know in the comments now, are you going to take some of these steps to start changing it? I would love to work with you as well. If you feel like you need more support and you feel like, I do need to know the steps to take, and I do need someone to hold me accountable, and I do need someone to show me the way, I can help you do that, and we're getting amazing results over it in the Exhausted To Energized Method and the 3-week program that I'm running at the moment as well. So whether you want to take the free tips and put it into place yourself, whether you want to come and work with me, just do something to start balancing out your cortisol levels. You don't want to be feeling tired all the time, stressed all the time, and angry when you're hungry. These are not nice feelings to be having. So let me know what actions you're going to take to change it. I hope that's really helpful for you. Let me know in the comments. I want to know how you're doing. See you soon.